So now let's talk about YouTube. There are, again, of all of the people that followed in the last week, none of them had their settings set to public, so I can't see their names, unfortunately. But we did get some comments. So the comments is another way to get into this section. I will continue the conversation from the comments section here in the show. So on the YouTube, on the main channel, we have Daniel Skinner commenting on the Orville Peck video. There's going to be a lot of these, so I think I'm just going to I'm going to address this directly and kind of include all of the Orville Peck comments into one response. So Daniel Skinner, Thorne McDaniel, we'll get to Nocturnal Emissions, and then Janet Gibbons. Thank you very much for the interactions, nerds. So Orville Peck, I've been doing music for quite some time. As stated in the intro into the reaction videos, I've been doing this for almost 20 years. It'll be 20 years very, very shortly. And have been producing for not quite that long, but still that was my focus when I went to school, was audio production. So I know a lot of the tricks of the trade. I've produced bands, I've produced myself, I've produced hip hop. It is a thing that I do. And so I have a little bit of a unique ear in that I've trained it to hear certain things. Granted, I don't have the best ear when it comes to notes, but that's what a piano or a guitar is for. I do, though, know studio tricks. I know when effects have been applied, and while pitch correction isn't exactly an effect, it is a studio trick that is often applied kind of broadly, especially when it comes to more pop-oriented music. Orville Peck, while not... I would say he kind of is this interesting line between pop and country. He is not immune to the studio trickery. And actually, it's very possible that the pitch correction that I noted in that Orville Peck video was on purpose. It wasn't. It could theoretically be a stylistic thing because, as I said a number of times, the new Bronco record is more rock and roll, is a little bit of a different take. So maybe that was a style choice. Maybe they did that on purpose because Orville has an amazing voice. I love the man's voice. I commented in the video before we got to the auto-tune part, or the pitch corrector part, rather. Sorry, I don't mean to interchange those two terms because they are not interchangeable. But before we got to the pitch correction, I commented on how amazing his voice is. His voice is beautiful. I love it. I think it's one of the most original, fresh voices that we have in modern popular music, or country music for that matter. So I'm not being critical when I point out that there is a pitch-corrected section in that song. I'm simply pointing out that it is unnecessary. And whether or not you hear it, I don't really care because I hear it. It's there. There is no humanly way that you can jump from those two notes without sliding in that manner in that section. There's just not enough space between the notes. It's the likelihood of it not being a pitch correction thing. And honestly, at this point, after listening to it a few more times, the likelihood of it not being on purpose is very, very slim. So that we're just going to say that. Then, like I said, we have another comment to get to, and that also dealing with the Orville Peck, so we're going to stay here. But this one is a little bit different because, things. So, Nocturnal Emissions, a YouTube user named Nocturnal Emissions. I like what you did there. Made a comment about me being critical of the flamboyance of Orville Peck. So first off,